then what is PRA and the principles of PRA, and we'll also make comparison between survey method of data collection and then PRA method of data collection. Which one is the best? Considering some parameters, some indicators, we can compare between the survey method of data collection. Survey method, you know, no? Survey method of data collection and then PRA method of data collection. Which one is the cheapest and then better method? And methods of data collection under PRA. Under PRA, there are different methods of data collection which will I share with you, discuss with you, and what is the utility or the importance of PRA, and then finally limitations of PRA. PRA is not a magic bullet. PRA is not everything for all problems or difficulties that we face in the research field. So it has its own limitations. So at the end I will discuss this. So this you may be knowing, or I may not be able to find this kind of flowchart in most of the textbooks. So research is not a one-time overnight exercise, right? Research is a continuous process. 24/7 exercise. Every moment, every day we need to think about our objectives, hypotheses, and about related to our research only. So then only we'll be able to come up with a very specific findings. So all the research activities can be classified into 4 important categories based on the nature of the activity, level of the activity, and time of the activities. We can classify into 5 important categories. One is identification of research problems and selection of research topic, right? That's the first important step in the research. Identify, how you write the research topic and all. It has its own procedures, methods and all that we need to, by following that we identify research questions and write the topic. Then review of literature and then gap identification. Then third one is formulation of research questions and hypotheses, right? Then after third, planning for research decision. How best we can address our research issues, research questions, how best we can test the hypothesis that we formulate. So that is planning for research design. So there we have some points. One is sampling and sample size. I'm just describing the steps of research in social science. So next step is collection of, once sampling and sample size is finalized, next is collection of information or data, that is execution phase, implementation phase. And after that 4.3 is analysis of data and interpretation of data. Analysis of data means what? After collection of the data, what we do? We tabulate, we feed the data into computer and prepare the table. That is analysis of data. Not analysis of data, you can understand, no? Yes, we'll put in percentage, share, growth rate, like that. That's analysis. And based on the data, we'll interpret it. So that is 4.3. So once the data analysis and interpretation is over, then we'll report write it. So my stage is where collection of data, 4.2. Where I am focusing is collection of data, primary data, or that's execution phase. So here, for collection of data under PRA, what are the important steps we follow? So in the case of collection of data, as I already stated, we have survey methods. This is overall, which includes both qualitative method and quantitative method. So most of the researchers make use of this survey method. Survey method is one of the quantitative method of data collection, not qualitative. Then interview method, it is qualitative. It depends. It's basically qualitative interview. If you have a questionnaire, specific questionnaire focusing on quantitative data, that becomes quantitative method. But if you have list of the questions to be asked, not necessarily one by one, depending on the situation, you can also raise some other questions, then it becomes qualitative method. So interview method is one, observation method is also qualitative. Then next comes is rapid rural appraisal, and last one is participatory rural appraisal. So generally we heard survey method, interview method, observation method, right? 3 methods we have already studied and then heard, right? But other 2 have heard, rapid rural appraisal, participatory rural appraisal. Have you heard or not? No. Yeah. These are the 2 important qualitative method of data collection used by many researchers, NGOs, market-oriented researchers, and many other such institutions generally make use of this kind of methods. So then what is rapid rural appraisal method? So before that, rapid rural appraisal method, it's a method through which information is collected by involving the key informants of the villagers. It's a method through which qualitative, even quantitative information will be collected by involving rural key informants. I'll just give an example so that the concept of this will be easily understandable. Say if you want to study cropping pattern of a village. So in the survey method, what do we do? What do we do in the survey method? Yes, we'll prepare the questionnaire. Right? List of the questionnaire we'll prepare and go for house to house survey. Collect the information and come back and feed the data into a computer and prepare the table related to Excel table related to cropping pattern, and so also yield, so also income, so also consumption pattern, whatever it is. So that takes a lot of time. But as per this rapid rural appraisal, what we can do is that, we can go to the village, ask some key informants to come to a particular common place. Then you can ask, what is the major crop that you cultivate here? Major crop, they may say maize is the major crop. What percentage approximately? Maybe around 45%, 44, 45, 55% they can say that yes, this is the crop. Then next crop, maybe jawar. Next crop, maybe rice. They can approximately say some percentage. So then you came to know that what is the major crop? Major crop is maize. Next crop is jawar. Next crop is rice. Like that, you will get the cropping pattern of a village just within a fraction of a second. Right? This is a rapid rural appraisal. So also yield also you can say per acre how much groundnut you can produce, how much maize, or what quantity, what quintal maize you get per acre you can ask, isn't it? Similarly cost you can ask, similarly consumption expenditure you can ask per household, per annum, per month, how much you spend for your house, like that you can ask. So immediately you can get the information. And through survey method, you have to prepare all the questions and collect the data from house to house and come back and feed data, feed the data into Excel and that exercise, it takes a lot of time. But then here, why maybe some percentage may be different, 1 or 2% may be variant, but overall implication may not be variant. Na? So through survey method you will know that maize is the major cropping pattern, followed by jawar, rice or whatever it is. In the quantitative method also you say that maize is the major crop. What is the difference? No difference. Only there may be some slight difference in terms of percentage, right? So therefore, with little cost, little effort, little time, you can collect the information through rapid rural appraisal. This is also acceptable. Nobody can deny it. You can say that as by following this rapid rural appraisal, I came to know that this is the major crop of this village, or this is the major reason for poverty. So this is the major reason, and these are the following reasons for the migration. So these are the major reasons for gender discrimination. Suppose if your study is on gender discrimination, women empowerment related issues, then you can say, have some focus group interview and then say that, yes, these are the major reasons for gender discrimination. So because of gender discrimination, this is the adverse impact. So this information is gathered by way of rapid rural appraisal. So this is the concept of rapid rural appraisal. What about this participatory rural appraisal? This participatory rural appraisal is similar to that, but it is improved version. It is improved version of PLA. That is the rapid rural appraisal. What is this PRA then? Chambers Development Economics, yes.
Sir, I think one confusion is there. Sir, quality, sir, please.
Yeah.
Survey method and interview method you told, sir, it is
qualitative only. Qualitative. Interview method, observation method, quantitative. Survey, open-end survey, it becomes qualitative. Open-end survey.
Yes, sir. Sir, my thought is survey method or interview method. After the data collection, it is qualitative thing. Before the this one, sir, we are making the survey questionnaire, all those steps, it is under the qualitative, because of when we are making a review of literature, all those things, no? Then we are ready to our survey or the stuffs of things. Then how it is?
And a survey method, how it can be qualitative before go for survey, go for collection of data. Whether you, before or after, whatever it is,
Yes.
survey method is obviously quantitative method of data collection. In survey method, what do we do? What do we do?
We are asking some questions.
No, set of questions.
Particular
Yes,
areas
you
are-
prepare it. There are, in survey method, there are two techniques are there, tools are there. One is questionnaire, questionnaire.
Yes.
And there is interview structure, household interview structure.
Yes.
So there is a lot of difference between questionnaire.
Structured or unstructured?
No, okay. That's interested only. You can structured or unstructured, but you will have to go for field work for data collection, right? In the interview questionnaire, you need not. You can send set of questions to the your sample respondents, and sample response they themselves fill the data and then send back. That's what the questionnaire, right? So it is survey method only. It's a quantitative method only. There won't be any interaction. I mean, you just ask the question as per your interview schedule,
Yes.
and you will collect the data. So therefore, that is quantitative method of data collection only. How can it be qualitative?
My thought, sir.
No.
When we are making a question, we are thinking or reviewing all those steps. Many things are we are studying. That is qualitative.
Of course, you can have qualitative question also.
Then after the collection the data through the interview or survey, that is quantitative. My thought, sir. What about your opinion on this?
No. When you use survey method,
Yes.
in the survey method, what we do? We ask questions, we collect it. Whether it is qualitative question or quantitative questions. But the people are not involved in collection of the data. People are not, you simply pose the question, what they say, they will just document it. What they say, they will document it. You don't allow them to interpret, discuss. No, it's not like that. You simply ask the questions, you ask for your set of questions, then you collect the data. So that's quantitative method of data collection only. Quantitative method, questions may be qualitative. You may have also qualitative question, but you don't allow them to say more than that. Yes, whether are you happy with this house or not, you ask. Yes, that's all. Why you are happy, you ask, you don't ask. How you feel happy, you don't ask. Your question as per your guide and you is whether you are happy with this house or not. That will it is also a qualitative question only. But you are conducting through survey method, not participatory method. If participatory method, you can also ask quantitative data also. In the survey method, you can also have qualitative data. Qualitative questions, it doesn't mean that in survey method you should only ask quantitative data. No, you also have qualitative questions, but the method through which you ask is more of quantitative. Quantitative survey method. Survey method is obviously quantitative method only. You don't allow respondents to say something more than what you ask. Get it? So in the interview method, it's obviously qualitative data. Interview, you just like ask how question arises, depending on his response, you immediately frame the question and ask. But in the survey method, why it is quantitative? Because you ask questions as per your interview schedule only. You answer as per the questionnaire that you set in, right? Behind that they won't go. But in interview method, observation method, behind your checklist, behind your pre-prepared information to be collected, you go and ask and allow them to express their opinion. But in survey method, you don't allow them to express their opinion. Na?
So
Isn't it?
after collecting the data, we code the data sheet. Means
Converting the data into qualitative. Qualitative data can be converted into qualitative. Qualitative data will be converted into quantitative. Yes, frequency.
Sir, ultimate, what we are collected through the survey or interview, that is the data.
Sir, in addition to this, on clarification of this, I would like to add something similar.
Yes.
Sir, actually, as per I understood, in survey method, we have a checklist of questions, whether they are present or not, whether how many members are there, whether their income is below or above poverty line. So the questions will be in checklist form. In case of quantitative data, so we were just checking whether some certain things are present or not. So we can easily tabulate them or code them after coding we can easily tabulate them in our Excel sheet. But in case of qualitative survey techniques, we ask them, do you live below or above poverty line, yes or no? Then we further clarify it with certain set of questions. Okay, if yes, then how at par, like on the scale of 5, how you would like to denote yourself at which scale? It's again will be of qualitative nature, which will be on scaling technique. Third question we can ask as, what are the reasons behind your poverty? Certain reasons or questions or set of objectives will be there. So the data will be collected in qualitative form rather in the checklist form, which is very quantitative, yes, no, or presence or absence type.
But our indicators are decoded or the coded things are below. It is having a qualitative data.
Actually, here we are talking about only primary data collection, not the secondary. So that's why.
Primary data only.
Yes.
Survey comes, data collection is only primary data.
Yes, question.
Primary data only. So obviously, qualitative data, in the case of qualitative, there won't
Some
be any.
questions are qualitative.
Yeah, let it be no issue. That's what in the survey method also,
Yes.
we'll have some qualitative questions.
Yes.
But in the qualitative questions, just yes or no, or trading, good, very good, like that, better, best.
Sometimes
So,
unstructured questions also is there, sir.
What is the
Unstructured in survey method, unstructured question generally don't use. Unstructured means what?
So like specify what
No. Structured questions or unstructured means it will in the interview and observation you can have unstructured.
Yes, sir.
But for survey method or questionnaire you cannot really have unstructured. It should be structured only.
Yes, sir.
But sometimes sir, we ask like, if
Yeah.
you had pursued your degree, like 10th, 12th, graduation, post-graduation, and sometimes we do not make the column of diploma and other skills acquisition. So we write certain option as others, and there is specified. That much of subjectivity we can include, not more than that much of unstructuredness we can include, not more than.
It depends what type of the studies or objectives or issues you are addressing. Depending on that, you can have both qualitative and then quantitative. So to some extent, you can have qualitative information or qualitative questions in the quantitative interview. You can combine both. But here, generally, this survey method, which we make use of it, is focusing on quantitative method of data collection only. But in the interview observation method, generally, unstructured, semi-structured, and checklists are used to collect the qualitative information. That's what it is.
So, rapid rural appraisal method is differ from focus group interview or the same?
It's focus group interview only. Yeah. Rapid rural means immediately you can collect the data. Rapid rural appraisal. So depending on your research objective, suppose if you want to know why do they remain poor chronically, you can hold a group of poor households and just collect the information immediately. It's focus group interview only. Yeah. Because how we will collect the information? In the survey method, we visit each and every household, we will get to know this is the reason, because of this reason. But in rapid rural appraisal, it is focus group interview only. We will have a group of the people together and ask questions which are not necessarily structured, semi-structured or unstructured questions. Structured, in the case of structured questions, one after another we will ask. We don't really skip. Orderly we will ask, na? We will make predetermined question. In the structured setting, we will prepare predetermined questions and in the same order we will ask. But in semi-structured, need not necessarily, there may be some questions can also be included. Na? And some, depending on the situation, we can also skip the questions to be asked. So depending on your objectives and nature of study, you can have structured or semi-structured kind of questions, having both qualitative or quantitative. But most of the studies that we do here is survey method only. In survey method also you can use qualitative questions. Qualitative questions can be used. So that is come to the participatory rural appraisal, PRA. PRA is one important new method of data collection. It is improved version of rapid rural appraisal. So Professor Chambers, he says PRA is an approach and a method for learning about rural life and conditions from the people, with the people, by the people. So here in survey method, what we do, we go and then extract the data from the respondents, right? But in PRA it's not like that. We are allowing the people to interpret the data or interpret the situation or even prepare the action plan also. So this is a shortcut method for data collection. Survey method, what happens is that it's a lengthy process. Lengthy process, and it takes a lot of time and energy and everything to collect the data. But here, PRA, in the case of PRA, we involve the people for collection of the data. We involve the people for interpretation of the data. We also involve the people for preparation of the action plan. But in survey method, what we do, we just extract the information from them. But they are not beneficiary. Here, both the respondents as well as the researcher will get benefit. Respondents' ability to understand, interpret the situation, prepare the plan, and consentization. What is known as consentization. Consentization will also improve. The consentization of awareness or ability to understand the situation of respondents will also improve in the PRA techniques. So PRA is a technique which combines lots of methods of data collection, data analysis. I'll just get into more detail. What are the principles of PRA? PRA principle, one of the important principles is participatory. So in collection of data, for collection of data to understand the situation or problems or opinion or whatever it is, we involve people in collection of the data. But in survey method, we don't involve respondents to collect the data. We just ask the questions, he will give the answer. But here it is not that. It's a participatory. Respondents will also participate in collection of the data. Get my point? And the respondents are involved in interpretation of the data also. And even preparation of the plan, action plan. The respondents are involved. So that's why it is known as participation. One of the important principles of PR is participation. And it's a teamwork. Here in the survey method, what we do, only one or two people will go. Here in PR techniques, there will be investigators or researchers with different background. We'll have a person from economic background, we'll have a person from anthropological background, or psychological background, or sociology background, or political science background. So there will be team of the researchers who will go and collect the information with different discipline. So if you are looking at the poverty from economic perspective is not enough. Looking at the poverty from psychological perspective, anthropological perspective, and even political perspective gives a real picture of the poverty. But in survey method, what we do, only from economic perspective, we study the poverty. But in the PR techniques, since there is a team of the researchers, all the team of the researchers with different discipline look at the poverty from different angles. Poverty is not just due to lack of consumption. Poverty is also due to lack of illiteracy. So sociological point of view, you can see poverty is also lack of illiteracy, or poverty is also because of bad consumption habits. So then only you can see the integrated concept or comprehensive concept of poverty when we have team of researchers. But in survey method, what we do, we economics only go and then collect the data. We don't invite people from sociology. Do you? We don't invite. That is also that's very important. We need a team of researchers with different discipline. Then only the particular phenomena can be understood in fuller form or in complete picture. So that's teamwork. And another one is flexibility. Another important principle of PR tech is flexibility. There is a flexibility in asking the questions, preparation of the questions, implementation of the questions, executing the questions. But in survey method, what do? You don't have flexibility. One after another, you have to ask. You don't have any action, isn't it? You cannot really skip the questions. Whatever the questions set in order, accordingly you will go and ask. But here it's not like that. This is flexibility. So once you started asking questions related to social indicators, You will ask social indicators, that's all. Okay? Right? And economic indicators, then economic indicators. Like that, there's a flexibility in the PR techniques, but in survey method, you don't enjoy that kind of flexibility in asking the questions. And questions may arise depending on the answers given by the respondents. There itself we find the questions. There itself, there is broader list. Questions should, information should be related to demography, information may be related to economics, information related to assets, information may be related to say basic needs or facilities like that. But while asking the questions, there won't be any order, any frequency, but depending on the situation, depending on the answer given by the respondents, we can frame the questions, ask the questions, get the information. So that flexibility is there, and diversity. Here, lot of information is collected and interlinked. Social related indicators, economic related indicators, cultural related indicators, and political related indicators. So lot of diversity is existed. Because poverty is not one, poverty is not influenced by one factor, na? And child labor is not influenced by one factor, and migration is not influenced by one factor. Only economic factors are influencing migration. No, women empowerment is not influenced by only one factor, isn't it? We need economic perspective, social perspective, psychological perspective, anthropological perspective, yes, cultural perspective. So diversity is a beauty of PR techniques, participatory role of person. But in survey method, we only focus on one aspects, right? Economic aspects. You are studying economic related aspects, only focus on economics, but we forget other aspects, social, cultural, anthropological, right? So therefore, in the research, we should have broader perspective, diversity. Then only we will get the real picture, real outcome of the process. Otherwise, it will be narrow. And using optimal ignorance. This is also another. It avoids unnecessary details or irrelevant data. When we involve people in collection of the data and all, it ensures optimum ignorance, which means that we avoid unnecessary collection of the data or wrong data collection also. So suppose someone is giving wrong information, then others are there to correct. When group of the people involved in analysis and collection of the data, somebody is giving wrong information, others are there to correct it. No, it's not like that. So irrelevant data can be, and optimization can be ensured here. Optimization in terms of time, in terms of quality, in terms of validity, in terms of relevance, all in terms of cost also. We can ensure optimization of all this: timing optimization, cost optimization, validity of optimization, quality of optimization. So this kind of optimization can be ensured here in the case of PR techniques, but in the survey method of data collection, we cannot really ensure the optimization of all these variables: time, cost, quality also. How do you ensure quality, validity, robustness of the data? If whatever the information is given, how do you say that it's a correct? Sometimes when in the case of household survey, when you are collecting the data related to income, whether they give the real data on income, the real data about their land, real data about the assets, they don't give. Because I know, I conducted thousands of household survey in CMDR and in Isaac Bangalore. Then unless otherwise you establish a good rapport with them, they won't give you real picture, real information. I'll tell you. I had my own experience. So when I asked a question whether these do you have livestock as a part of one survey, then they said no sir, I don't have livestock. Livestock you can understand, animals. But when I asked these animals, cows and buffaloes, you are kept in front of your house, no sir, they are not belonging to us. They do not have a place. That's why they are just kept here. Like that they say. They say. Then how see how a lie they tell, right? And similarly land also. No, I have this much. Who is there to correct it? Whatever they say, they just documented them correct it. Then we come and interpret it. These people do not have households like that. So your results are unbiased, and your results are biased, and we cannot really accept it. But in the case of survey PR method, all are involved. Nobody can tell lie. So that is so that optimization can be done in quality. And biasness will not be there. Biasness you can understand. If I am belonging to a particular community or caste, I cannot really make the bias, or I can avoid the biasness in collection of the data, because we probe them. There's a scope for probing. In interview schedule, there is no scope for probing and all investigation. and whatever the question we ask, they will just give it, then we will collect it and then come back. But there, it's not like that. There is some interaction, discussion, probing, and we don't give the lecture. We can listen them. In the PRA method, we generally don't give, we just facilitate. Facilitate in such a way that the information is not biased. The information that we collect, opinion that we collect, perception that we collect should not be biased by caste, religion, or any other socio-economic status. There should not be any biasness. So here there is a possibility of offsetting. Offsetting, you can understand, you can reduce the degree of biasness. Exactly, degree of biasness, right? And triangulation is also possible here. You can cross-check the information given by different people, whether it is right or wrong, through triangulation. Triangulation means it is basically cross-checking. If somebody gives wrong information, others are there to cross-check it, whether it is right or wrong. Suppose a household, when it comes to wealth ranking or resource mapping or social mapping, I will come a little later. So then somebody is giving, this household is having a TV. They'll put some notation, some store or something like that to denote the TV. So if a household is not having TV, some others they no, this household is not having TV, but why you are telling that this household is having TV or access to any other facilities like drinking water or sanitation, toilets, like that. So others are there to check. So triangulation is possible here. But triangulation, that's cross-checking of information, whether it is right or wrong, is not possible in the survey method. But here it is possible, because group of the people are there and we will ask them whether it is right or wrong. And here another important beauty or principle of this PR techniques is learning from the people and with the people. But in survey method, you don't allow them to say anything else except your question. But here we learn much from the people. Learning about what? Learning about their living conditions or problems. So we work with the people, work for the people and by the people, like that. So therefore, then only the real picture will come, reality will come. Only if there is a dialogue between one and two persons, reality will not come. When we have a group of people involved in discussion and providing the information, then reality of the particular phenomena, particular problem will come up, otherwise it's not possible. So that is the beauty of this PRA techniques. And last one is local materials are used. There is no questionnaire as such used. No questionnaire, no interview, only checklistic. In the mind they may be having what information to be asked. Right? So there will be dirt will be used, stones, small stones will be used. I'll come later how they are used. And rangoli is used, rangoli powder is used, chappies is used to draw the resource mapping. Or color papers are used, but not computers or electronic devices, no, nothing. Only local materials are used to collect the information and tell how local materials like small stones, fuels or color, rangoli powder are used to collect the information through PR techniques. So these are the some important principles of PR techniques. Yes.
But later on you will be...
Yeah, converted into data. Yes, you suppose households, when it comes to the wealth ranking exercise or resource mapping. I'll tell resource mapping is one of the important steps under PRA. When it comes to the resource mapping, then households are designated with different resources. So one is access to drinking water. And households without access to drinking water. Households with access to drinking water will be given one indication, maybe a small water pipe. Small local pipes or a stick you can give. Stick, any indication you can give, any specification you can give. And households without drinking water, don't give. So you can estimate now how many households are having
by seeing a channel,
you can come to know that. Isn't it? There is no any questionnaire interview or any computer or devices is used to collect the data. Only local materials, stones or paper, piece of paper or rangoli or any other colors can be used to denote or specify different information. Right. Local materials are used here. So I'll just make comparison between PRA and then survey method. How? See, the survey method cost is high. Why cost is high? Printing of questionnaire, interview schedule or whatever it is. And here low cost, no printing of questionnaire, interview schedule in the case of PRA techniques. Simply with some information in our mind, some checklist, we can go and then collect the information and prepare the report. And here it is fixed. Any questions to be asked, it's fixed. You cannot change the question. But here, flexible. You can ask questions depending on the situation. But in the survey method, whatever the questions that you have finalized along with your guide, you cannot leave it, or you cannot add some more questions. Otherwise, if you add some more questions to one household, and if you don't ask questions to other households, how can you compare? Isn't it? If some households are given more questions and some households are given less questions, then how can you compare? Make comparison? You cannot make comparison. So here in the survey method, it's a fixed model. Here it's a flexible model. You can have, depending on the situation, depending on the questions, answers given by the respondents, you can raise the question, get the information, and get different things done. So here, low participation in survey method, respondents not that much allowed to participate, except giving answers. Isn't it? Here, there's a high participation. All respondents actively participate. Actually, the role of researcher is facilitating role in the PRA techniques. They facilitate, that's all. The role, major role is respondents. They themselves map the resources, do wealth ranking exercise, they themselves collect the information by discussing by themselves only. We only facilitate, that's all. Relating to, I'll come little later, but just see this one because of the time I can just. So like that we have formal interview, informal discussion. Here questionnaire or predetermined questions and semi-structured interview schedule. And this side opportunity sample. Opportunity sample means those who are available at that particular time, key information will be collected. But here we have random samples generally. In survey method we have random sample techniques. And here generally enumerators are there. Here multidisciplinary team of researchers will be there in the survey method. In the PRA method, team with different backgrounds. But here one single, maybe economics, maybe sociology, political science will be there. But in the research, it's a multidisciplinary. Any research you take, it's not a single disciplinary, it's a multidisciplinary. That's why CMR is also known as multidisciplinary research. Multidisciplinary means, yes, different disciplines are also important to look at the particular phenomenon. Hierarchical in question. In the survey method, hierarchical in the question means one after another we have to ask. We cannot really skip. Whatever the questions that you specified in the interview schedule, according to that you have to ask. But here it is no hierarchy. You can, depending on the situation, you can just ask questions on non-hierarchy. Best for gathering representative and quantitative information in the case of survey, but this is best for collection of insights, experience, attitudes, behavior of the respondents. So this is how, if you make comparison, but from this you can understand that PRA or PLA is the best method of data collection compared to your survey method. Basic limitations: cost is high, quality is low. Here cost is low, quality is high. In the survey, in the PRA method, cost is low, quality is high, quality of the data. Here cost is high, quality is low. So why should we go for survey method? Quantity. PRA method is best method. Yes, this is what you can see, methods of data collection under PRA. I'll just see, these are the map. I'll just tell you, we'll take one. So the methods of data collection under PRA are classified into three important categories. One is space related. Space you can understand? Yes, space related. Another one is time related. The data related to time, data related to space. Other one is relationship between the institutions or between the organizations, relationship related. So these are the three important categories of the data collection methods under PRA technique. So under space related, social mapping is one. There are many, but I have selected only few of them. No need to understand other aspects, it will be confusing, but these are the three important methods of data collection coming under space related. One is social mapping, resource mapping, and transect one. And in the case of time related, we have timeline or trend analysis, seasonality analysis, historical transect. And in the case of relation methods, we have Venn diagram or chapati diagram, pair-wise matrix ranking, wealth ranking, focus group interview. These are the four. So 3, 6, 10, total 10 methods of data collection under PRA techniques. Coming to the social mapping, just see this one. Social mapping, what is social mapping? It is the construction of a village map, nothing else. Drawing the village map on what? On related to the following indicators. One is streets. Streets you can understand, main streets. They draw the village map and then streets. There they identify the houses. Houses with different, whether house is pakka, kacha. For pakka, one stone is given, different stone. And for semi-pakka, another smaller or bigger stone is given, but differentiated stones. And like that, house status is denoted with different stones. And house with assets, household assets. If it is TV, then one stick like TV antenna, they can just keep on the top of the house. In the house map, they can give one stone for one stick for one information, for another piece of paper for another information, maybe livestock. So for livestock, they can keep another stone or another stick, another color, but similar. For one information that is given for one household, it will be similar to all households. Suppose one smaller stick, that plus stick is taken as a TV. So that will be TV for all households. And without this stick, no TV, no households without TV. So similarly, households with access to TV, households with access to drinking water, households with access to toilets, and households with access to livestock, whatever it is, you can describe depending on. So like that they will do, and wells, where in the house, in the village, where the wells are located, they draw the diagram. With chalk piece or rangoli they can write. That's what they are doing. It's a copy of one village. And the schools, where the schools, how many schools are located, where the schools are there, and hospitals, how many hospitals are there, where hospitals are located, in the main street or outskirts of the village, where it is located, and your post office, gram panchayati, community sanitation, temples, other all infrastructure of the village. It's a village mapping, it's a social mapping. Social mapping means all the village structures should come in one picture, like this.
So nowadays Google Map is performing this for.
Yeah, GIS is doing it, this one. So there, Google mapping say people are not involved. Now we want to understand the perception of the people relating to particular.
Certain criteria.
Yeah, related to particular issues. So this is the a social mapping done by the villagers. So here you can see how many households are there, what type of the households are there, right? Kacha, pakka, you can immediately estimate how many households are pakka, how many households are semi-pakka, how many households are kacha, how many households are RCC, and how many schools are there, where they are located, and how many post offices are there, where they are located, whether bank is there or not, where it is located. And you can also link with the household's performance, household living standard with respect to school or library. See, if the school is households located nearby school, generally their level of literacy is high. That remains, na? School coming to the teachers coming to the school, students from other states coming to the school, reminds the households members which are located nearby school that yes, my son should also go, my daughter should also go to the school and then study. So therefore, you can link. And then similarly, water facility. Households which are nearer to the water facility, then they save time. They save time in fetching the water, and that saved time can be used for agriculture, economic activities purpose. There they can earn more money, and thereby their living standard is better. So like that you can lot of information you can collect. You can collect how many households are having TV, how many households are having sanitation facility, how many households are having water drinking water facility, and how many households are having other livestock, this, that, how many households are kacha, pakka, how many of them are worker, non-working, how many of them are woman-headed, man-headed, how many of widow households, like that, whatever the information that you needed, you can collect from this. But for us, suppose if you need to understand only the basic needs, basic facilities, then you can focus on that. And who are making use of these basic facilities. Like that you can focus, depending on your nature. So this is what is one method. It doesn't mean that every one of us should use this social mapping. No. Depending on your nature of the study, you can go for social mapping. Social mapping. There you can understand what are the important facilities, who are making use of it, and what is the living standard of the people, with the different groups also, different social groups. We have ST households, SC households, other households, OBC. So you can just see the living standard of all different households. See the availability of the TV, structure of the house, drinking water facility, sanitation facility, livestock with respect to SC households, ST households, OBC, others. Just you can collect the information, then see whose standard of living is better. This is real information. It's not given by researchers. Researchers only facilitated in giving the information by the respondents themselves. Respondents themselves come forward, draw this source mapping, put all the information with different specifications, maybe using stone, maybe using paper, piece of paper, maybe stick, maybe powder, maybe rangol, whatever it is, whatever the materials lying on the village itself. They can take the local materials, give this kind of description, so that you as a researcher ask, yes, please tell me out of these 200 households, how many of them are having TV? Yes, these households, you can, they count, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, they count, so out of 200, more than 75 households are having TV. And similarly, how many of them are having mobiles? Yes, these households, these many households, immediately they count. And from their street they will count, there is one lady, there will be one lady from one state. So if there are 10 streets, there will be 10 ladies, 10 persons, 10% immediately count. Yes, these many households have different types of mobiles, TVs, livestock, everything immediately you can collect the data. Na? Is it not real? It's real information only. If somebody is giving wrong information, others are there to cross check it. That's triangulation. But in survey method, nobody will give you proper information about household assets. Land also. Here also land information you can get it. Less than 5, no land you can put some store. With land between 5 acres, certainly you can put another store. Like that you can bigger the store, larger number of the land. Right? Like that you can denote. Immediately you get real picture. This is best method actually, but only thing is that you have to properly execute it. Properly execute it. So that's social mapping. And resource mapping is basically this is used to prepare a treatment plan. It is known as treatment plan. Treatment means yes, if you want to initiate some some scheme, some intervention, then generally resource mapping is done. Resource mapping, all the resources that the village is having, maybe water tanks, rivers, and type of the soil, or how much grazing land, barren land, and trees and groves, and all socio-economic resources of the village. How much it is available, and who are making use of it, and what is the impact of the resources on the village economy. Like that, you can have resource mapping. So that is the structure of resource mapping. We have trees, related to trees, minerals, water tanks, rivers are there, and then some grazing land, barren land, everything is specified. And here, people are involved to draw this diagram, not you and me. Local people are involved in drawing this picture. And then there will also be some sort of awareness will also be created. I'll tell you, when it comes to the social mapping, you can link access to water and their health. Access to water, you can ask, yes, here the households which are having access to water, adequate water, and health. Households which are not having access to water and their health. Then you can also create some sort of awareness among the rural people that yes, where there is a water, cleanness will be there, right? And health will be good. And when there is a good health, then number of working days will be high. Their production high, income high, their living standard is high. Similarly, education. You can create a kind of awareness among the respondents that yes, if people are educated, then health is also good, and their income is also good, and living standard is also good, right? Everything is good compared to the households which do not have any education. You can create that kind of awareness now. Then respondents will get to know, education is more important factor. So I should educate my daughter or my son so that we will get better job, more income, our standard of living will be improved. So that kind of awareness, sensitization, conscientization will take place only through this kind of method. In survey method, can you give this kind of information to them? You extract, you suck the blood from them, but they won't get any benefit of it. What benefit they get? You get the benefit in terms of PhD degree. But what they get benefit, they don't get benefit. If you adopt this kind of method for data collection, you also making them to understand the importance of education, importance of health, importance of drinking water, or importance of any other variables, any other facilities that they are there, right?
So basically, you can see the earlier picture was to depict the standard of living, and this is for
Resource map,
resources,
natural resources, even man-made resources, which are available in the village, and then accordingly you can plan. Suppose if you want to have some plantation, green belt, creation of green belt or forestation, then you can have resource mapping where the water sources are there, water tank, river, and where the barren land is there. So that kind of resource mapping, if you do it, then you can suggest to the local government. Yes, to the local government you can suggest, yes, this is the area, barren land, where you can plant some trees, and these are the water sources. So from there you can take the water and then you can plant the trees. Like that you can make some treatment plan. Prepare a treatment plan. Right? Resources are there, but there is no plan for optimum utilization of the resources. So therefore you can prepare a treatment plan, accordingly suggest to the government. It depends. You don't have to make, if your study is related to this, you can, it is not necessary that you all should adopt this one. Depending on, it's a customized model. Depending on your requirement, this is one. This is maybe suitable for me, it may not be suitable for you. If my study is related to resource utilization and its impact, then I can go for this kind of resource mapping first. And my study is related to living standard of this certain community, SCST, then you can go for first one. So social mapping. And why you go for social mapping? No need. See, these are different models, yes, methods of data collection under PRA. Depending on your requirement, you can adopt. Yes, that's what it is. Resource mapping, this just one example. And coming to the transact walk. This is just observation. This is a walk around the village or nearby the village to understand different facilities that they are available and who are making use of it. One model. Even for survey method, also I tell you, don't directly go to the house to collect the information. First you go for random walk or transact walk. Walk around the village, outside the village. See what facilities are available in which places and who are making use of those facilities. When it comes to water, fetching water, then whether all communities are coming to that source of water to bring water or not, you should check. You can ask also, yes, this is the well. Who are all coming, can interact with the people, who are all coming for getting water. No, only upper caste people are only coming for getting the water from this main well, and other lower caste people are not coming. Why? You can ask this question, why they are not coming. Then you will get to know that this here caste discrimination is practiced, prevailed. Similarly, hotels, yes, hotels are where the hotels are there. There are some hotels only men are sitting, women are not coming. And only upper caste people are sitting, but lower caste street, no hotels are available. You can interact and understand how the village economy, social system are working. So that is transact walk. Walk around the village, see how this drainage, whether drainage facilities are made or not. If the drainage facility not made available, then what is the impact of such situation on their health? Are they suffering from some disease or not? Like that you can link. Unless otherwise you walk around the village, you will not be able to understand how this village economy or households or people are working or functioning. In the morning, if you walk, in the morning, who are all going for fetching water? Men or women? You can understand that only men are going or only women are going. Oh, then women are only people who are getting water, but they are not, men are not involved. And even cleaning also. If you walk in the morning cleaning also, only women are cleaning the streets or their premises. Men are not involved in this kind. So you can understand that in the low paid job, low end job, women are involved, but in high five activities, women are not involved. Like that you can understand from your eye only you can understand, you can get the information and interpret accordingly. So this is transact walk. So it's not necessary that you all of you adopt this only. Depending on your nature of study objectives, you can go for static clock method. And this is time lag. This third category. First category is what? Third category timeline. Suppose if you want to understand how if there is a change in the rainfall, how this change in rainfall has impacted forestry and then yield, cropping pattern like that. So this is one. You can get some people together in one common place. You can ask them in 1940 what was the rainfall, in 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000. So over a period of time, how rainfall has changed. You can say that rainfall has come down. Just see this, the second line that indicates rainfall. So rainfall, it is declining. The third line, that is tree, number of zeros are there, no? If you count, they are declining. So they are just stones only. Number of stones they kept. So number of stones declining means number of trees are declining. So with declining in the rainfall, forestry is declining, on the decline. That's what it indicates. And also cropland, cultivatable land is also declining because of decline in the rainfall. And many farmers are not able to cultivate land. So cultivable land is also declining. And like that, what about the income? What about the expenditure? What about the savings? What about the loan borrowed to lead a life? So you can link with that and understand that yes, if there is a decline in the rainfall, cultivable land or land to be brought under cultivation also declines, income declines, expenditure will not decline, expenditure because it is imitation life, expenditure will not decline, but expenditure remains there or it may be increasing. But the borrowing loan increases, liabilities, loan amount will increase. So link with that and then you come up with some policies. Yes, rainfall should not, whatever the little rain that we get should be conserved, should be accumulated, it should be stored, and then it should be forestation, forest area under forest should be increased, and then rain will increase, and like that you can prepare just an example and create awareness among the people also. No? They will get to know. No? If you involve 10, 15 key informants in the village for collection of this information, they will get to know over a period of time rainfall is declining, and decline in the rainfall has resulted in decline in the forestry. Decline in the forestry resulted in decline in the production, rainfall again, or area under cultivation. So income has declined. So that's why borrowing has increased. Like that, you can create some sort of awareness among the respondents. But in survey method, you can't do all those things. Na? So if your study is related to this, you can adopt it. Depending on the seasonality mapping. How rainfall, employment, production, cropping pattern all get changed. That is also you can capture by involving some respondents like this. You can have in a year there is some variation in the employment, variation in the rainfall, variation in the health problems or income, household expenditure, migration, or borrowing loan. So you can have one side you can have time, months, other side you have different variables. I'm just like for the sake of example, I just kept some variables. What about the work variability? Work availability is similar across different months. Just look at the data. Work availability is not similar across the months. So in the month of August, September, October, November, December, work availability is high. So obviously, availability of food is high. When work is food means it's income. Availability of food is high during this period. When they have more number of days to work, then the food availability or income availability is high. But health problems are also high when they work, which means that when they go for work, then they have more health problems. You can link, so we can sensitize them. We can create awareness among the respondents that yes, if they go for work may be hazardous kind of work, then health problems are more. You can see here. And when they go for work, there is more income. And during the slack season, expenditure is high. Just see, during the work season, during the high income period months, expenditure is less, but expenditure is high with respect to their income during slack season. And borrowing is high, see loan during the, when household expenditure is high, their borrowing is high. So like that you can, through seasonality mapping, you can bring this kind of picture in your study. Number? This is the number of people reporting. Yes. The work availability, yes, work availability, there are not three. Three people say that work availability.
In that month.
Yeah, in that month. And out of the total 10 respondents, they all just tick. Tick means yes. But that 3 T, I cannot tick it, that's why. Here I can't show it. So, higher the numbers, higher will be the yes numbers. Lower the numbers, lower will be the yes numbers. Yes or no. Yes or no, like that. So, see, this basic idea of this seasonality mapping is that how varied it is during the year. How employment is varied, or income is varied, food availability is varied, health problems are varied, and household expenditure and migration. When they do not get work, see, migration is high. Just look at it. Compare with work availability and migration. When they don't get work, then they'll obviously they migrate. So like that you can gather information and create awareness among the part of the respondents as well. And this is Venn diagram. Venn or chapati diagram say this is basically shown to establish the cause and effect. What is the cause? What is the effect? And it is also shown to use the role of organization. In the village we have different organizations. We have schools, we have NGOs, we have self-help groups, we have Mahila Mandal, we have Yuvaka Mandal, we have post office, we have banks, right? We have other institutions or organizations in the village. So this chapati or Venn diagram is shown to see the role of organizations in transforming the village, in development of the village economy, and so on and so forth. So one is cause and effect, one is role of organization, another one is how they are associated, whether they are closely associated. Bank and school are closely associated. Bank and Gram Panchayat are closely associated. Or bank and rural people are closely associated. So for different purposes, this Venn diagram is used. I'll just give an example. Venn diagram for the importance of different facilities. There are different facilities are there. So larger college is one, market is another, and SSG. So there are different facilities and organizations there. Larger the distance, lower the importance. Larger the distance, you can ask these members, draw this map, saying that as college is far off from the village, means that college is not playing a very important role in rural development. In rural development, what college plays? What is nearer? Here SSG are here, library is near, and yes, village accountant is near, VAO. So, which are nearer to the village, they have play important role, yes, in transferring the rural economy. Which are far away from the village, they are not that much importance. So you can understand, suppose your study is related to role of organizations and institutions, this mapping can be done. Venn diagram or chapati diagram. Other one you can see, this is cause and effect. See the borewell you can see in the middle, borewell. Yes, households which are located nearby borewell, they can save time. Because in the village, you know, fetching fuel and then fetching water are the biggest task of the woman, right? So women are the only people who get fuel wood and then get water. So if the borewell is, households located nearby borewell, they save time in getting water. So that saved time can be spent in farm field for the economic activity, and then yield will increase, income will increase, and as a result of an increase in the income, what will happen? They can spend more money on health, more money for educating their children, right? So therefore, that's how their living standard improves. And other side, households which are located nearby borewell, they can have sanitation facility, cleanness, everything, and health will be good, and expenditure on health will be less. So therefore, this kind of information you can get it, and you can also create kind of awareness among the households. Yes, if the water is nearer to us, yes, we can save the time, and we can maintain the cleanliness, and we can thereby we can maintain the good health, right? And we can also get more time to work for the farm activity, right? And income will increase, and our standard of living will increase. So that kind of awareness is created among the sample respondents, and we also got the information. It's not that you have to use this one. Wherever it is needed, wherever it's required for you, you can use this kind of method to collect data. And pair-wise matrix. You can also have one side crop, other side yield, one side area, other side yield, pairwise, two variables you can have it like this. Resource use matrix. So you can have, this is a pairwise matrix. One side we have different resources, other side there are three categories. One is gender, wealth, households with wealth, and prudence of users, means who are all using. In case of gender, see the cropland, whether men are making use of more land or women are making use of more land, you can see. Who are making use of more land? Men are making use of more land compared to women. And similarly, come to the richer, average, poor, that is where households wealth wise. So richer are making more use of cropland. Cropland means cultivable land. And average less, and then poorer are making use of very less land. So what you can understand from this? Yes, if the land is given, okay, it's a simple but still this is the way through which you can collect the information. If the land is given, obviously income will be high, they will become more richer. If land is less, then it will become poor and then the poor. So land is one important productive asset for the households to improve their standard of living like that. So kitchen garden and firewood, which you can just see, and trees and leaves and medical plants and grasses. These are the some resources. Who are making use of more, men or women, or rich, average, poor households, or villagers, or nearby people, nearby the villages. So like that you can prepare one matrix and then accordingly you can gather the information. If it is your studies related to this kind of things, who are making use of the resource, men are making use of the resources or women, or poor or rich, or villagers are making use of the resources, or outside the villages are making the use of the resources more or not. If this study, your study is related to this kind of things, you can prepare this pairwise matrix. This is known as pairwise matrix. Just see this one. Pairwise ranking matrix for prioritization of local problems. Local problems, water problem, medical problem, transport problem, veterinary problems, like that. These are some examples. So, which one is the most important problem that the villagers are facing is water problem. So, because of the water problem, you can also link with other problems also, health problems or any other problem like that. You can. So, this is one example, and this is another example. I will share these slides, we can make use of it. So last to wealth ranking. So when if you want to categorize the households into different categories, like rich, very rich, medium and poor, or very poor, medium and rich. So out of the 200 households, if you want to know how many households are falling in each category, so this wealth ranking exercise is generally done. So here you can involve some group of the women and you can ask them by name. So this is the household by name, say Kallappa. So which category he or she falls? So he falls in rich category or medium, poor or very poor. You can ask all these key informants like this, and then they say that yes, this category, like that. They will categorize all the 200 households into different status, like
so
green.
here the question comes, if we involve the key informants, collect the data for other people, isn't it unethical to
No, not like that.
get the primary data out?
Not ethical. It is not unethical. It is a way of method of data collection only. So then we can say no. So these people fall into rich households. Why it is unethical? When they are poor, then when they are putting them in rich, then it is unethical and it is wrong. When you are poor, yes, you are poor. What is wrong? Nothing wrong. Huh?
So
Everybody knows.
Collecting the primary data without the consent of the
No. It's we are not collecting their other personal details. It's oral observation. It's observation. Based on the observation, we can collect the information. It's not unethical. It is permitted in the PRA techniques. I have done many wealth ranking exercises in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. No, nobody objected. With the help of NGO people, generally we did it with the help of NGO people. NGO people are there, so they will really facilitate it to conduct this wealth ranking. But it's possible, you can do it. So like that you can categorize. Then you can ask why you categorize a particular households in rich or medium, poor or very poor. Then we will come up with different reasons. See like this. Well off, better off, poor and very poor. So one is social characteristics they describe and assets. So in very poor they say large family, no land, unemployment, and low caste and helplessness, like that different reasons they come. And here also like that different reasons are there. So here what you can understand is that yes, these are the reasons for poverty and these are the reasons for household becoming, these are the factors household becoming richness. They can understand that. So households will also consentize or created some sort of information or awareness that if household is provided land, they become rich. If household is provided education, they will also become rich. If household is not involved in bad habits like consumption of alcohol, smoking cigarette and all, then they will also become rich. So this kind of awareness will also be created as the part of the sample respondents, and they will later on they can identify the importance of education, importance of the good habits, consumption habits, and importance of the land and all. So therefore, this is one very important wealth ranking exercise which is used by many researchers in their study. Other one is focus group interview. So focus group focusing on certain groups. Depending on your nature of study objectives, you can select some groups and collect the information collectively. That's what focus group interview. This is how this PRA project works actually. So where the PRA is used is like this needs assessment. Need assessment, you can understand what are the needs. If you want to identify what are the needs of the people, then PRA is quite suitable. So after that, identifying the needs of the people, then planning. First step of the PRA is needs assessment. So in order to understand the needs of the people, yes, we conduct PRA techniques. It can be focus group interview, it can be resource mapping or social mapping or whatever it is. Then planning, they will plan for that, how these needs should be fulfilled. Then implementation, next stage. Then monitoring, then evaluation. So this is how the techniques of the project works in the PRA technique. And PRA is not magic bullet. PRA has its own limitations. One limitation is finding the right team to implement the PRA techniques. People must have knowledge and people must have skill to implement PRA techniques, because there are different stones are used, different colors are used for different purposes. So getting right team is very difficult, and then there's a possibility of fastness, time running. There won't be time and all, and it requires little bit time drawing the map and identifying the households, and again identification of households with the different stores, different colors, different visitors like that. So there's a rushing is possible. So if we rush, we force the sample respondents to draw the map or provide the information, then there's a super facility. I mean, artificially they go on doing, like in the case of household survey, we just namesake, we collect the information, whether information is right or wrong, we don't cross check. So that is also possible here. And there is also a failure to involve community members, especially women. It is also, sometimes what happens is that women may not be involved, they may not be showing interest, unless otherwise we build up rapport with them, or unless otherwise we implement this PR techniques with the help of NGOs people or SHG people, that it's not possible. It's possible through them only. So therefore, we need good support from women community. If there is no good support, then it's very difficult. And then lack of rapport with the community also. If you don't know, if our villagers do not know me or you, then implementation of PR techniques becomes very difficult. They won't cooperate. So and then even some gossip, mislead is also possible, and generalization of the information also becomes very difficult. And there is also possibility of giving more lectures than listening. Generally, researchers' habit is that we listen, we don't listen. We started giving lectures, giving our ideas. If we are dominating, then they will generally they won't take active participation in providing the information. So sometimes what we snub them, we threat them. No, it will not be like that. It will be like this. We will just interfere in provision of information. Then automatically we will not able to get the right information. So all male or all female team may lead misinterpretation. There must be combination. Some of them are male, some of them are female. So when male and female are combined together, okay, information will be reliable and better. But there must be coordination now. There must be coordination between male and female. If there is no coordination, then implementation of this PRA techniques becomes very difficult. So of course, every model has its own limitations and demerits, but what is the beautification of this PRA techniques is that with little expenditure, little time, we can get the more accurate and relevant data. So this is what is the, so in your study what I mean to say is that in your study don't resort on only quantitative method of method of research. It can be method of data collection, method of interpretation, or sampling techniques or whatever it is. You combine both. In sample also, not only probability sampling, you can also have non-probability sampling, target group. Some groups you can identify. Suppose if you study women empowerment, you can have some women who have been excel in their performance, have a focus group interview. Though you are collecting data from all the women related to women empowerment, but again you can have a selected woman. All women may not be successful. Na? Some women might have been successful in their business or in activity and then awarded. Then such woman can be interviewed, brought together, interviewed, and then put what is the secret of success. Put one box like what is the success of secret, right? Successful stories like that. Write one box type of write and put in the thesis. That will help you. So in your data collection, analysis, interpretation, and report writing, you please combine some of the qualitative methods of research wherever it is possible. Don't only resort on quantitative method of data, but if you make use of this qualitative method of research in your study, then the quality of quantitative research will certainly improve. You will be able to produce very good piece of research. Right? So this I thank the organizer and all of you for having patiently listened my lecture. I don't know within the paucity of time how much justice I have done it, but I tried my level best to share my views on PRA and qualitative research and others. So this I thank you very much. And if you have any doubts and questions, you can raise here itself or lunch on discussion can also be possible. Yes, thank you so much.
Questions?